Once upon a time, in a great city filled with towering palaces and winding alleyways, there lived a man named Wei. He was a wealthy and respected merchant, known for his sharp mind and cunning ways. But beneath his fine silk robes and golden rings, he carried a secret that no one else knew. One evening, as the city buzzed with life, Wei walked quickly through the quiet streets. The lanterns flickered in the cool night breeze, and the sound of distant laughter faded behind him. His heart pounded, not from the cold, but from the weight of his own guilt. Many years ago, Wei had cheated a poor man out of his land. It had been easy, just a few clever words, a forged document, and the poor man, desperate and powerless, had lost everything. Wei had told himself that it didn't matter. No one had seen. No one would ever know. But deep inside, something gnawed at him. No matter how many riches he collected, no matter how grand his feasts or how soft his bed, a voice whispered in the back of his mind, "You know what you did." Still, he pushed the thought away. It was long ago, he told himself. The past is the past. But fate had other plans. That night, as Wei lay in his luxurious chamber, sleep did not come easily. His silk sheets felt heavy, the air too thick. And when he finally closed his eyes, the dream began. In his dream, he found himself walking through the streets of his city. But something was different. The buildings looked taller, the sky darker, and the air was filled with whispers. He turned a corner and froze. There, on the city's largest wall, written in bright red letters, was his secret. Wei has stolen. Wei has lied. Wei has taken what is not his. His heart pounded. He stepped closer. The letters were bold, clear, and everyone was reading them. People gathered around, pointing, murmuring, staring at him with knowing eyes. "No!" Wei cried. He reached out to wipe the words away, but they would not fade. He tried to cover them with his hands, but the letters burned through his fingers. The whispers grew louder, turning into a roar. "We know what you did, Wei. We all know." He turned to run, but no matter which way he turned, the writing followed him, on every wall, every door, every street. The whole city had become a book of his sins. He woke with a gasp, drenched in sweat. His hands shook as he touched his face, his clothes. He was back in his chamber. It was just a dream, wasn't it? The truth cannot be hidden. Wei sat in silence, his heart still racing. He stepped to his window and looked out at the city. It was quiet, peaceful, untouched by the nightmare. But deep inside, he knew the truth. The writing had never been on the wall. It had been inside him all along. His conscience, silent for years, had finally spoken. And now, it would never be silent again. At dawn, before the streets were filled with life, Wei made a decision. He gathered his wealth, found the family he had wronged, and returned everything he had stolen. He begged for forgiveness, not expecting it, but hoping to set things right. And for the first time in years, when he lay down to sleep, there were no whispers. This story is not just about Wei. It is about all of us. We may think that our wrongdoings are buried, that if no one sees, they do not exist. But deep inside, our conscience remembers. Guilt is like ink on a wall. It does not fade. It may be invisible to others, but to us, it is always there, waiting, whispering. And sooner or later, the truth demands to be faced. The lesson? Live in a way that, if your story were written on a wall for all to see, you would have nothing to hide. Because in the end, the person who knows the truth is always watching, and that person is you. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's fill the world with wisdom and kindness.